Oh, here we go.
You know what happened in the evening when you started to fade away. Now my heart says you're leaving. I hope to see you again someday. Why did it have to happen? Why did it end this way? You know I miss you every moment. Doesn't matter if it's night, doesn't matter if it's day. I can't stop the pain inside. This is a last goodbye.
President Trump has restored the idea of America.
Keep America great! Exclamation point.
The Dow Jones made history today, closing over 26,000 points for the first time.
This is a standout report.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What magic wand do you have?
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hat.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
The collusion delusion is over.
You're fake news.
Unbelievable.
So dishonest.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President. Mr. President, are you...
That's enough. Put down the mic.
So much winning. Everything he does.
Every day is NASCAR.
Seems to come out right.
Donald Trump, keeper of promises.
Playing all the music, just keeping time. Around the world, did he learn that? Oh, no. Well, I have to get away.
I am with you. I will fight for you. And I will win for you.
America is winning again. With your help on November 3rd, 2020, can you believe? It's right around the corner.
So you ready? Let's go. Let me hear it.
Make America great again. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. Goodbye, Hillary. Bye.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. It's Tuesday. I almost did a Joe Biden there. It's Super Thursday today. Vote for me for Senate. RM Johns, how you doing? Welcome. It's Super Thursday. Today is Super Thursday. Vote for me for Senate, please. Sandra, how you doing?
I'm good, Phil. How are you?
Good, good.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Dan. I see Daniel and the Blue Cat. TH Blue Cat. Welcome. We're happy you're here.
Yes. Happy you're here. I ran a little late today. I was working. So I come up to get everything going. Of course, 10 minutes before 11, before we're supposed to start. And the computer wanted to restart. So, sorry. Yeah, that's fun.
Wow.
So, today's another Super Tuesday, right? We got Florida, Mississippi, right? Missouri.
Yeah.
Who else is out there today for Super Tuesday? Or whatever, second Super Tuesday, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. I just know that Florida and Missouri are important. Is it Idaho today?
It might be Idaho. Let me see. I know Missouri. I think
something.
Missouri is one of them. Let's take a look. Oh, that was Super Tuesday. All you can get is Super Tuesday when you look it up.
Wow.
Okay. Today's not Super Tuesday, right? Today is, I don't know, another Tuesday, I guess. Right?
Just the way you said that was funny.
Well, it's just, honestly, it's another Tuesday, right? I don't know. It's a bunch of
Democratic
states today.
primaries. Hold on, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm looking.
That's okay.
Idaho, Michigan, Mississippi. Is this Missouri?
Yep, Missouri.
North Dakota, Washington.
I'll tell you what.
Interesting, right?
Elon Omar's been campaigning for Sanders, so let's see what kind of strength she has. If Sanders gets clobbered in Michigan by Biden, that shows everybody that her re-election chances might be waning, right?
Right. While you're looking that up, can I just say something? Looking at the different states, Idaho, they've got 20 delegates at stake, where I don't think anyone's going to Democrat. That's already Republican. Michigan, 125 delegates at stake. We've got 73 Republican, but 125 in Michigan. So I guess my question is this when it matters that the Republicans go out and vote to make sure?
No. You want to vote for Republican candidates in the primaries, but it's just a primary.
Right.
So.
Okay.
And the Democrats, that 125 delegates, that's for the general election for the president.
Oh, okay. That's just saying how many.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, Lady Fritzader. But
Fritz voted today. Good job, Fritzy.
A big show of force in Michigan, like we've seen in every other state. Even California had 1,700,000 and some odd votes for Trump, and he's the only one on the ballot, basically, in California. So, for the Republican side, I don't know if Joe Walsh was taken off for California, but
okay.
But Trump is getting more votes by far than any of the Democrats, and if you caught Promises Kept on Saturday night, we went through all of the numbers. Trump's numbers are blowing out of the water. Barack Obama's re-election numbers, all of the presidents previously. So more than double in most cases, sometimes triple. So that's a good thing.
It's a very good sign. It's very good.
Very
good. Washington has a lot of delegates too.
Yes, they do.
Just looking at them, they have 89.
I'll tell you what. I think Bernie's going to win Washington. That's just how Washington is with Seattle.
Phil, you're very smart, so I'm going to ask you this question because I trust your answer.
Hi, Kimmy.
What is up with 10,000 people at the Bernie rally?
10,000 people at the Bernie? Right. I didn't see that one.
Okay, I don't even understand why that's happening.
Where was it held?
I don't know. Somewhere last night. Cortez was there, AOC. And they're like, they're really here to see her. And I'm like, ew, on both of them.
Well, don't feel so bad. That's Trump's overflow crowd outside.
Oh,
yeah. That's the size of Trump's overflow crowd. Right?
I knew you'd have a solution, yes.
We've seen that. There's evidence of that. That's not making something up. We've seen videos of the overflow crowd at a Trump rally. There's easily 10,000 outside.
Yeah. You're saying they're putting it onto their footage?
No, there might have been 10,000 at a Bernie, a Bernie rally, 10,000 Bernie bros, but who knows where they came from too. At
That is
least
scary.
Trump is collecting data on who's there, where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie RM John says RM Johns says Bernie bros follow him everywhere.
Oh, okay. Because they don't have jobs.
Yeah.
They don't have responsibilities. Okay, that makes sense.
And if that rally was anywhere near a group of colleges, well, there you go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, Kimmy, Brian, how you doing? How you guys doing? Thank you for coming in. You know what? I'm completely unprepared today. I apologize. I was working, and before I knew it, taking care of customers, and before I knew it, it was like 11:15. I'm like, oh, crap. I got to go.
Well, that is not a problem, Phil, because what I'll do is I'll do our announcement that I like to make. I like to announce this constantly. I'm a total PIA when it comes to it. But if you guys could go to visit Winning. Hold on, let me get there. It's terrible. I should know this, but we need to get Winning TV Meme War Room, and it has all of the memes going on for each state. And I'm sure we'll have more soon. We've only had 1 or 2 retweets. Now,
Yes.
I took this morning 10 minutes and retweeted everything because I was like, I can't not ask people to do this and not do it, right? And I need to think about what's going on because this is so important for the future of our country, right? So I went through and all I did was retweet. And what happens is when you hit retweet, it lights up green, so you know you already retweeted it. So guys, all you got to do is I would go to the bottom of the last time you did it and just retweet them. Let's get them out there. Let's start circulating. And then when you have time, go to your own page, do a little something, say something, and just send it out again. We need everybody to participate. We need to do this together.
And on Twitter, that's at Winning TVR. Winning TVR is where the memes are. I have not updated the memes. I just have not had time. So I will get the memes updated in the next few days after the primaries today. So we'll see who wins tonight. Florida, I don't know. I would expect Biden would probably carry Florida.
Well, different shows that I watch, they're saying make sure you go out and vote for Biden because they want Biden to win, of course, because we don't want Bernie. So they're telling even the Trump supporters are trying to send out the word vote for Biden. But you know what? I mean, no disrespect to their theory and how they want to work that. I could not have an opportunity to vote for Trump and not vote for him. I just can't do it. You know what I mean?
You know, that might be some flawed logic too, because think of this. If Biden wins in a sweep today, Sanders might drop out, right? They might convince Sanders to drop out. Maybe they drop another house on him or, private jet. What you don't want is Sanders to drop out now. You want them to have their debate on Sunday. 2 hours of just Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. And here's why. Can Joe Biden make it through 2 hours?
Oh, hell no. No, but what they can do, and this is concerning to me, is all the people that are backing Joe be the ones that are speaking, like Kamala, all these different people that come out and speak for him to waste that time.
Well, no.
Or are you talking about at the debate?
At a debate between Bernie and Joe? I mean, how is Joe going to survive 2 hours without really being lost?
They're not going to debate. There's no way they can debate. There's no way.
Well,
that dude will just...
I'll tell you what, the Biden people are afraid of that. They don't want him up there for 2 hours.
No,
Yeah, Kimmy
of course
says the
not.
same
That would
thing
be
in the chat.
horrible.
She says she wants them to debate. Imagine that debate with Sanders screaming at him. Oh my, Dementia Joe would be lost.
Yeah.
He might
It has
survive the
that
first
attitude.
half hour, but beyond that, he'd be lost.
Yeah, totally. It's really, so that's why I think they are, like, what's Tulsi going to do? I wonder if she's going to turn around and back him too. Like, what's it going to be? And what are they going to give Bernie? Because they're going to try very hard to make Bernie drop out before the debate. They
I
don't
think so.
want that. You're absolutely right.
They don't want
So
Biden.
what would they do?
They don't want Joe debating him for 2 hours on national TV. Does anybody in the audience think Joe can make it 2 hours in a debate without really having several gaffes or loss of memory or loss of where he was? And I mean, look at his rallies. He doesn't speak that long, and he can barely make it through a rally now without flubbing something. We hold these truths to be something, something, something. You know the thing. I mean,
yeah, you know my previous boss.
yeah, the guy there, my previous boss there. You know him. So is Joe gonna make it past a half an hour?
I don't know. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what's he going to do when it's time to debate President Trump?
Yeah.
That to me is a huge, because they can't buy, like the DNC, they're not going to be able to buy anybody. Well, of course they may get the cheat question. They're still using the same playbook, but I mean, President Trump is going to destroy him.
Either one, it doesn't matter, because Sanders is, slipping up too. He's telling everybody what he's going to do. He's going to tax everybody that makes over 29,000. That was a slip up. He didn't want anybody to know that.
Yeah.
Right?
How does anybody feel comfortable voting for that? Either one of them. Are you? I understand you have a party. You're either Democrat or Republican. I don't understand not having some thought behind your Democrat rep. Like, this is the person that's going to run the state. So who really is he going to have behind him? Who's going to be his VP? Like, no one even knows yet who the VP is. So you're telling me you're going to vote for a guy that's not going to be able to function?
Well, he said that. Didn't he say that as much in a rally, that I have to have a strong VP because I might not make it through 4 years?
Yeah.
And people
he already knows whoever. If he chooses Hillary Clinton, he'll be in office maybe a month, maybe 2 months, just for optics' sake.
I don't know. It might be longer than 2 months, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ever won, he couldn't finish the 4 years.
No, he can't. But shame on anyone that's voting him in office.
Lots of rumors about Hillary. If his VP's Hillary, he won't last 2 days.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not. She'll poison him slowly. And he doesn't have the love.
No, he'll just shoot himself in the back of the head twice and then say it was suicide.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
That's right. When he's going to debate Trump, You Set Myself Flaccid says a whole bunch of back in my day stories. 2 hours of corn pop.
Yep. Yeah, and how's he even getting the black vote? I don't understand that either.
Well, Trump is right now. I thought the last survey I saw had somewhere in the neighborhood of between 30 and 40% approval in the black community. That's a total landslide, because no Republican has ever won with at least 18, I think, percent or even less. It might be 16% of the black vote. Trump's in the 30s and between 30 and 40. That's a landslide.
Okay. All right, good.
Because he's actually done something for the black community.
Yeah.
We got a couple walkway videos. You want to do a couple right now?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I walked away to save my country. Oh, this is. Whoop.
I like that title.
Hold on, let's get the video up. Oh, come on, Phil, wake up.
You got this, Phil. Don't worry.
Story actually started about 2.5 years ago. Time flies, or maybe 3.
Thank you for the diamond, Boogie. I won't steal your tagline there.
When Trump came into the scene, I knew that I did not want to vote for a Democrat because Obama had done us wrong. I fell for his hope and change. And, I always say that he left me hopeless. And the only thing that changed was my political affiliation. So thank you, Obama, for that. You do deserve credit for that. Many of us ex-Democrats do. But my only issue for getting involved politically as a lifelong Democrat was Obamacare. Having to pay that health care penalty on top of the taxes I was already paying was criminal to me. And having to pay a penalty because I didn't buy a government product didn't seem like America to me anymore. And I also started feeling like there was a change in how people reacted to things. Like I couldn't ask for a black pen without being like, why are you asking for a black pen? I'm like, it's just a black pen. I'm not being racist. And I always kid around like that because I literally could not criticize Obama without being called a racist. I just thought that was the oddest thing. I didn't know that there was so much happening when he said he wanted to transform this country. He really did. And we're still, 2 years later, trying to get back to America again, where we're not so divided. It's like a mass public exorcism. And man, those progressives and those liberal Obama lovers, still putting up a fight.
Couple quick points. If you look at a poll that just came out maybe within a month ago, they're saying that division has greatly decreased under Trump. Now, I remember during Obama, the BLM riots in Missouri?
Yeah.
And other states as well. It seemed like there was a BLM protest. I can't remember the guy's name, but he used to go to these protests, and he was all for it. But he's he's disappeared because none of these protests are happening anymore. In case you didn't notice,
true.
We don't see the BLM protests, and you do see the Antifa, but that's mainly contained in Washington and a few outliers out there, New York City. I've never seen more than 50 protesting in New York City, but in Portland, it is a little crazy, but you don't see cities on lockdown with police, huge police presence out there on a Friday and Saturday night because of the protests, businesses being attacked. You don't see that anymore, do you?
No, cars burning, destroying their own property. It is all right. I don't want to be mean, but it's the dumbest crap I've ever seen.
Well, all that started under Obama.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Obama is a real POS.
There were only 8 race riots under Obama. Didn't even break double digits, so clearly it wasn't as that bad as the bigots make out as Boogie.
Yeah, but it's one is too many, Boogie. One is too many.
Yes, they have quieted it down. You don't see Ferguson on fire.
No.
things have turned around. So that poll that came out, it clearly shows that race relations, that's what it was, have improved since Obama left office.
Yes, it's true.
Because what's the solution to race relations? People get jobs. People have work.
Yeah.
Changes your whole mindset when you work.
Yes, it does. Your whole feeling about yourself. Trump has forced people to go out and get jobs. He has changed the welfare system. You know, even like none of my family listens to this, so I'm actually free to say this. I have a brother-in-law who I think he's like 52 years old, and he's all upset because he's not going to be able to get food stamps in April because he is a single guy with no children that doesn't want to work. And he's pissed off because he's not getting his food stamps. I'm like, sorry, Phil.
Yeah.
Listen, you're totally capable of working.
Mm-hmm.
You're just choosing to live off the system. Well, they're taking that back, and I agree with it. But if you have kids or you have, you know, if you're on disability, then your stuff won't be taken. But when you are an actual viable individual that can go get a job, he's forcing you to go get that job. You know, and people are pissed about that. There's some people pissed, and I'm like, no, you feel better about yourself. It builds character. You know, it does things for you, like for your own person. So, I mean, you know, it's just, and that's where the madness in the Black community comes from. Like in the inner ghetto, people are pissed because they can't continue. And I'm just saying that because I'm close to it. You know, that's the only reason
apparently
why
not everybody's displeased with it because Trump's approval rating among minorities has more than doubled. So there's that. So some people, once you get working, you get a job. What's that?
I've got two different neighbors,
and
they won't talk to me now since they've seen my little Trump spot on my desk. You know, and I'm like, what in the world? And they both work. They're both Black women. They're in their, well, one just turned 60, the other one's in her late 50s. And the conversation was basically, no matter what I say, no matter what talking point or data I give her, she is not willing to even bend. Either one of them, they're not willing to even go near it.
Well, if they're not willing to listen, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
They have a closed mind, and they just don't want to listen to anybody but what they've been told. So just forget it. Move on.
Yeah, I just think it's terrible, though.
Undocumented shopping. Yes, you know what, Boogie? I think Boogie and you set myself flaccid. You're right. You know, I could use a new computer and some monitors. Yeah, if we have a race riot, you know, there you go. Yeah. Okay, we'll go back with this young lady, see what she has to say.
But anyways, I'm a first generation American, and I've always said I'm American. My nationality is American. When people would ask me during the election, why or how could you vote for Trump as a Latina? What has he offered for the Latinos? And I would always say, well, you know, when he says that he's going to do XYZ for Americans, I include myself in that. And it seemed like the Democrats were the only ones that wanted to dissect me and separate me into all these different categories, you know, female, Latina, first generation, parents are Mexican nationals. So that means I gotta be for, you know, everybody coming in illegally and not following the laws. But it was the only people that have ever made me feel less than what I am, which is an American, are the Democrats. So every time Trump would say, I'm going to do XYZ for Americans, I included myself in it. I will never forget the moment where I said, you know what, I'm going to get on that Trump train. It was just on the Trump train. I'm not going to become a Republican. I'm just going to switch, party affiliation to vote for Trump. It was, when they were calling him Hitler and all this stuff, and for whatever he said about the rapists that are coming in from Mexico, I was never offended. He was speaking the truth. I live in a border state and I know what goes on the border. So he was speaking the truth. Not all illegals that are coming in from the border are criminals, but a good percentage of them are. The border has changed, so I didn't understand what all this outrage was about. I didn't realize how in the pocket of the media the Democratic Party was either. So I was just, blown away by all the propaganda. And I knew enough to say, Hitler, the one thing he did have for him was the media pushing his propaganda, just like the Democrats. So anyway, so when he kicked out Jorge Ramos from one of the press conferences, because Jorge Ramos was being a child and didn't want to wait for his turn, or had his turn and wanted more time, I said, oh my God, tomorrow it's over for him. The raza's coming after him. Everybody's coming after him, because you don't do that to Jorge Ramos. He's like he's just held in this great position in the Latino community. And I said, it's over for Trump. His campaign is over. And the next day he kept going. He wouldn't back down. And I said, that's who I want as president. He's a man with balls. That's what we need. And someone who's not going to cower just because, the media is saying XYZ. So that's when I got on the Trump train. But I'll tell you, when I finally walked away,
I like her, Jorge Ramos.
Yeah, I like her too.
Hey, Christy. Jorge. I can't do it right, but...
And it's been in pieces, but this is the memory I remember is watching the San Jose rally on television, and watching... I close my eyes and I can still see the images, and they still upset me, because this is not the America that I grew up in. But watching them egg a woman, watching them scream at, families holding their babies in their arms.
Thank you very much.
And the worst, what was the aerial view of a white kid, skinny white kid, I'll never forget it, running around and being chased like he was prey. No police around. And all this, and bloody people, sucker punched. And all this because they decided to support a candidate for president, and the media was telling them that he was the second coming of Hitler and neo-Nazi and all lies, white supremacists, all absolute lies. That's when I said, whatever is happening here, I don't know if I could support a party that the next day does not condemn these violent acts. In fact, they blamed it on Trump's rhetoric, and they still do. Everything is Trump's fault. The Democrats are like the children that never ever take responsibility for anything. To this date, it always, well, Trump said you can grab them by the bleed, so we're going to, it's okay if this happens.
Thank you very much.
And Trump said no responsibility for their actions. But when the Democratic Party, including Hillary, did not come out and condemn that, I said never again.
I think, in my opinion, looking back on it, that was the turning point. That rally where the girl was egged, the kid was chased, and the media and Democrats blamed Trump for it. and called him Hitler and doubled down on it and didn't say, hey, this is wrong. You know, we can't attack fellow Americans because we disagree. That was a turning point in the campaign. I think it was San Jose, right? That rally. I mean, the girl being egged alone was just bad, but then the young man being chased, like she said, he was chased like prey. And then none of the Democrats denounced it. They just blamed Trump. They doubled down on it.
Yeah. I mean, that is what they do consistently. I've learned more about the media and propaganda in these 3 years than I ever even wanted to know.
I remember that rally. And after that, a lot of people said, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Kimmy gives up
just
easy.
Like a lot of people said after watching Nancy rip the papers.
Yes.
That blew them away. There's certain things that just strike people. And that behavior was definitely one of them.
Now, remember, all the polls had Trump losing to every Democrat until after that. That was just a bridge too far. They do it to themselves every time. It's a bridge too far. They keep pushing the Nazi, racist, whites until people break. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
We see your actions on video. We don't see anything over here, but you keep telling me he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
People reach your breaking
there's
point.
Proof. And that's why it's important new media coming out because, or, people getting active on Twitter. We now are the news. I mean, and so it gets out there. It's important.
Yes, absolutely. So, Wayne Wiley, they have blamed Trump for why Antifa has done what they do. Right. Who's the first Democrat that denounced Antifa? Is there one? I don't think there is one.
Not one. No.
Not one Democrat has denounced Antifa.
Nope.
Running around terrorizing people. I recall a video where they terrorized a family or a couple of people going into the store, calling them Nazis, attacking them. They weren't even there to counter protest, right? They were just going to the store. But yeah, nobody in the media.
Is Soros behind that?
So they say. I don't know if I've actually seen any evidence of it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. The behavior is
Boogie says Pelosi denounced it. But I really look at Ted Wheeler in Portland. He supports them outright. I mean, come on. He allows them to run like a roving band of banditos in Portland. They can do whatever they want in Portland. Assault police officers, completely allowed. After they attack the prayer group. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that was
I'm
there's
gonna go find that Pelosi thing.
Pelosi didn't denounce them until they attacked the prayer group because she knows that's a bridge too far, and that'll cost them votes, right? That's
okay.
If it wasn't a prayer group, they were just Nazis. They were attacking Nazis.
Man.
But a prayer group, yeah, that'll get you some attention.
Yeah.
Although they booed God at the DNC convention, so that's a whole nother story, right?
Of course.
God is used by the Democrat Party whenever it's convenient for votes.
Absolutely. There's no authenticity going on anywhere. All they want is power. It's ridiculous. But people are waking up to it. All right. Well, do we want to hear her continue?
Yes, sure. That's true. Everybody thinks, real quick, Boogie Bumper says she's not a lunatic. No, she's not. She's smart. She's politically savvy. If you think Nancy Pelosi's stupid, then you're a fool. Right? You'll lose all your races right before your very eyes because she's not dumb. Don't take her for granted. She's been around this game for a long time. She won the House back, didn't she?
Yeah.
It was actually her that did it.
on our side.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Well, the way she does things is questionable, but she's effective.
Yeah. I always wish that she was on our side because I liked her voice. You know, I believe that she is very smart. I'm like, man, what a waste. She's on the wrong side.
I think her only mistake has been pandering a little bit too much to the squad. Because I think most Americans think the squad is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
But you're starting to see, we're getting close to election time. She's starting to try to separate herself from the squad again. I don't know if you've noticed that.
You know what? I haven't noticed that, but I haven't been paying attention. I know, the squad is crazy, and I really don't like to give them any of my time, which probably is bad because I should know both sides.
She's not dumb. She'll segregate herself. She'll put a mile between her and the squad before election time. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, she's going to have to.
Yes. Well, she knows that. That's why you can't take her to be a fool. She's not a fool.
No. Not at all.
And if you think that, explain how she won the House back. Right? She won. She won. You could say voter fraud all you want. She won. Because nobody was paying attention to what was going on in the 18 elections. People thought, well, we got it in the bag. Don't worry about it. Guess what? Not so fast. They were organized. They had a ground game. They were all over the place.
Yeah. And this is why it's so important that people go out and vote, because you can't take anything for granted.
Right. I've heard actual Trump supporters say, oh, she's just a drunk. Maybe she is, but she's not dumb. Don't take her up. Don't take her for granted. I'd never do. Everything that woman does has a purpose. Now you're going to see the segregation between her and the squad, and she's going to try to shut the three or four lunatics up and separate her candidates from them. It's going to be a tough task this time. But that's why we have to do the work. We have to keep pushing. We have to get people out to vote. 100%. If you want a UK style wave election here, you gotta do the work.
Yeah.
She's working hard right now. If you don't think so, you're crazy. Now, their problem is money. Right? They're lacking in money. So that's why they've got to pander to little mini Mike Bloomberg. They need his money. Doesn't matter how many people don't like him. Obviously, he got his tail kicked in the primaries, but they don't care. We'll take his money. That's why Bernie has to go. Mike Bloomberg's a billionaire, multi-billionaire. They need his money.
Yeah. I've gotten, I think, 4 different things in the mail from him.
Yep. If Bernie's the nominee, the well dries right up.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Because nobody really wants Bernie except for Bernie and the Bernie Bros.
Mm-hmm. Those billionaires and millionaires are going to disappear from the DNC, and you may even see some of them contribute to the RNC at that point. So, let's get back to this young lady. We left her hanging too long.
Okay.
Cannot support a party that is turning this country into, countries that we leave. We leave countries that, don't allow you to dissent from, whatever the mainstream government or party in power want you to believe. Communism, socialism, all that stuff. We come here for the American dream, not the Mexican nightmare, not the Honduran nightmare, not the Salvadorian, not any of that. Um, and these Antifas became synonymous with the left, and the left still to this day will not call them what they are. They're monsters. They're a violent, hateful mob. So that's when I really walked away. And every day it's confirmed to me that I made the right decision because, Eric Holder recently said, when they go low, we kick them. Hillary, we can't be civil until we get back into power. Then we'll chill. Um, Maxine Waters, don't let them eat. Don't follow them everywhere. Basically calling for mobs to go after anyone that's a Republican. They've had powder sent to them. We've had Republicans shot while playing baseball by someone who was from what I know, someone who was heavy into the MSNBC, especially Rachel Maddow, who, if you ever watch her, it's all conspiracies. CNN, all the liberal stuff that tells you that the end of the world is coming every day, and 2 years later, it's not the end of the world. He hasn't blown the world up. Instead, he's actually done the opposite. And they still want to say that this is going to happen when reality is that we're experiencing amazing results from an amazing president who is fulfilling promises. So that's my main reason for walking away. It started out for me for selfish reasons for Obamacare because I hated that extra, penalty when I pay taxes, and I do pay taxes. But then it really became for me a matter of walking away and staying away because this is about saving our country. I have gone to Democrat events and people literally are clapping for redistribution of wealth, for socialist ideas, and it just mind boggles me. The reason I'm staying where I'm put and never going back is because instead of supporting me as an individual, I'm called names, of course, a sellout, I've coon, Tia Tomasa in Spanish for Uncle Tom, but all these hateful, vile names. I've been attacked twice myself physically. Apparently wearing a Latina for Trump shirt triggers them. Am I going to stop wearing my Latinas for Trump shirt? No.
Thank you very much.
I want my children to live in the America that I grew up in, where we may have disagreements,
Thank you very
but
much.
we don't attack each other just because of a shirt that we're wearing that supports a candidate or a president or whoever that we don't agree with. That's fascism. And it's sad to me that instead of being happy for me when I went to the inauguration or when I go somewhere and they see me wearing my Trump stuff, instead of, being happy for me, they said, Mom, please be careful. Please be careful. They're more worried about me because they know and they see what's going on with the violence targeting Trump supporters. And what my oldest has asked me, Mom, can you not wear them? Because, we worry about you. And I said, no, I know that you worry, but I want you guys to live in the country that I grew up in, the country that my parents came to, that promises us freedom of speech and we can have that freedom to express ourselves how we want without fear of being beat up by mobs. And now these mobs are being encouraged and promoted by the Democrats. And it's not new. Loretta Lynch called. She said there may be blood on the streets when Trump got elected. This is not new. You want to talk about dog whistles? That's where we have the dog whistles. So that's my walkaway story. It's not terribly exciting, but I wanted to make this video because sometimes it is frustrating watching all the violence out there. But I always tell people, I go, let them keep doing what they're doing, because there's moderate Democrats like me that are not going to be okay with that, and are going to see the good that this president is doing, and are going to walk away and realize that they should never, for now, elect a Democrat into anything. They are so power hungry that they are acting unhinged. They are promoting lawlessness. When you are okay with a caravan of invaders coming from Central and South America to just barge.
Is that racist now that a Latino woman called a van full of South Americans invaders?
It's very Phil.
Yes.
This is very. I'm very concerned.
Unbelievable. Because, you know, when people illegally come over your border in hordes, they're invaders. Sorry, but they are.
Yeah. An invader is colorless. It's just the truth. Truth is colorless. Truth is truth, period. You know, it's people that mucky the waters. No, if you're invading, you're invading. I'm not going to let someone invade my house.
That's right.
Take all my supplies.
Take your toilet paper.
Yeah, please don't take my toilet paper, okay?
Yes.
There's a shortage going on.
By the way, I am selling one toilet paper, 12 packs for $4,000 on eBay, if you're interested.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 12 pack.
Nice. Hey, you know what? Fortunately, I went to Costco and I have my umpteen rolls. I'm good to go.
I just went to the store today, and there's no food shortage or toilet paper shortage or water shortage or anything right now. So,
yeah,
in fact,
I will say this.
In fact, the school I worked in last night, everybody in the school is like, "This is getting out of hand." They got the kid. I'll tell you one thing: the media has the kids scared S-less at the schools. They're all scared. There's little kids crying because they're afraid they're going to get coronavirus. It's getting a little out of control. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, you don't want to get it. Yes, it'll make you sick, but you're not. It's not a death sentence.
Right. Well, I have my cardio rehab, and one of the things is, like, midway through my rehab is where the pulmonary, I know I didn't say that right, they come in for their rehab. That's the lungs. I have to tell you, I think 2 people have come in when it used to be a huge, a whole bunch of people, and they're nervous. But I mean, I do understand it, because it's their lungs and they are afraid. And our hospital has one patient in it that has been quarantined, so everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, but you're in there for rehab, for lung rehabilitation. You don't go. Does that hurt you more not going?
Of course, but people are so scared, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have any fear going. I mean, I'm really kind of like, I know I'm going to sound like a total ass, but I'm glad people aren't showing up, because I've been able to get a good parking spot. I've been getting in and out real quick, whereas before there's, all these limits. People just, they hear it and they get scared. They are, and the thing is I don't agree with it. I don't agree with listening to the media and flying with their BS. Like, no. Be prepared.
You have to have common sense, okay? Wash your hands. Yes. Don't, sneeze. You know how many people I see just sneeze without covering their mouth, or doing the elbow thing? People coughing right out in stores and public. People have lost common sense. Remember, people used to carry hankies with them to cover their mouths or sneeze into a hanky. They don't do that now.
Yeah, I remember that. That's because their hands are busy on their phone.
That's right.
You know, they're so focused in on their phone, they forget about the people around them. You know, it's ridiculous. Get some hankies. You know what? Let's make hankies great again.
Yeah. Don't go crazy and go buy all the toilet paper in the store. You know, back up with a U-Haul and say, I need all the toilet paper you have, Costco. It's gotten a little bit crazy, but you got to keep a cool head. Be prepared.
Yes, be prepared. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should, in all honesty, everybody should always be prepared because you never know. You just never know. So don't go last minute grocery shopping. And actually, you'd end up saving money if you went and had more on hand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you guys can hit me up for some Sandy if you need it. Selling it by the gram.
I mean, look, we were talking about this Saturday night. Look at the people that were licking ice cream. I told you that there's a video on Twitter of a guy pulling a soup ladle out at Whole Foods, tasting the soup and putting the ladle back in. Mike Bloomberg picking up a piece of pizza, licking his fingers, and then touching the coffee box. I mean, hello, common sense, people. You don't do things like that.
Oh, I would not have been quiet on that. If I seen that anywhere with my own eyes, I'd have been like, what?
Well, somebody videotaped it. You know, they should. Hopefully they told Whole Foods that soup ladle went back in in the container.
Yeah. Listen, I have a friend. I will not eat at her barbecue because she sits there and licks her fingers, rubs her face, and handles the food. So I always make sure I eat before I go to her house. I'll have like soda. I just can't do it because I'm grossed out. Like, no, thank you. You have to be considerate of other people. I always wash my hands, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I never touch food. I don't even touch, like, when I make cookies and stuff, I don't touch the stuff. I have everything because I'm, I like clean hands.
What happened to hygiene? They need to teach that in schools because now the school is freaking out and all the kids have to wash their hands 3 times a day. One of the administrators talking to me said, yeah, 2 weeks ago, kids were walking out of the bathroom without washing their hands and nobody said a word, and the flu was rampant in the school. So, kids were out for a week, 2 weeks with the flu.
Yes. But you know what, Phil? I have to say something. Before kids even start going to school, it's something their parents should have taught them. You go potty, you wash your hands, period.
Well, that, and when I went to school, back in my day when I went to school, they did teach you hygiene at school as well.
Yes, but parents need to do it too.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it all on.
Oh, my mother and father did it, but the school just reinforced it, if you will. The school would reinforce it. Kids are gross.
And
they're just pigs.
Kids are gross. They're gross. Love them, but they're gross. And you know what's gross too is when you send your kids to school sick. That's gross.
Yes, Boogie Bumper says, I let my dog lick my face, but I won't put my hand in a bowl of communal potato chips. But there are people that will. That's the sad part. Yeah, your dog just licked this junk for 20 minutes. Licked your face. You wiped your face and then went and ate the chips. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt people do that. Well, let's finish up with this young lady.
Into our country, as a lawmaker, you are promoting lawlessness. So no Democrat, in my opinion, is worthy of my vote now, and I hope many people feel that way.
Cindy Maureen Jane says, some adults, too. I see them leaving public bathroom without washing their hands. Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, the administrator told me, I forgot the rest of the story, but the administrator told me a teacher stood out in front of the bathrooms after lunch. Of course, all the kids have to go to the bathroom because they don't want to go back to class. So they all go, she can hear toilets flushing, none of the water, and they have hand dryers in there. Kids are coming out, no hand dryers running, no water running. coming out right out of the bathrooms didn't wash her hands. So this hand washing regimen that they just started, I said, yes, it's good that they're washing their hands, but we're not having them wash their hands as they leave the bathroom.
Yeah.
Come on. Really?
I would have sent them right back in.
Then they go touch the door handle and touch everything because they got to touch everything.
Yeah.
It's a normal body function. What, to go to the bathroom? Yes. But to wash your hands after? Yeah, I've seen adults do it too.
Yeah. It's gross.
Yes. Oh, we'll get back to this young lady. Sorry we cut you off, hon.
I don't know what's going to happen, this with the Democrats. I just know that for now, I can never vote Democrat again. And I don't fear. I think it's good that we have a balance in the government. But I've never been more afraid of the Democrats getting control than I am now, because of what they are spewing and what they represent. It's pretty amazing. I mean, if Trump's policies were failing, I could see getting behind them if they didn't, advocate for mob and lawlessness. But in this case, Americans in general are doing better under the Trump administration and Republicans. So you would think they would be happy with that, low Latino and Black unemployment, low unemployment for women, Blacks, 400% increase in business ownership. It's like, what do they want us to be? Unemployed, homeless, and dependent on the government, and but we're gonna mark that Democrat box. No, I'm literally scared of any Democrat getting any power. So that's my walkaway story. And remember, deplorable lives matter, people. Peace.
Right now, I apologize for calling her hun. I don't want a bunch of topless women protesting in front of my home. Well, maybe I do.
I was going to say, really, Phil?
Yeah.
Really? Climate violence.
Okay, I think that's all the time we have today. I got to get back to work. But don't forget, boy, that hour went by quick, didn't it? Don't forget, there's a Twitter meme war room. I will have more memes up there this week, I promise. I'm just really backed up with work right now, but there are almost 200 out there now. And by the weekend, we should have close to, I'm guessing, 250 by the weekend.
Oh, nice.
So make sure you get out there, share those memes. Got a lot of them out there. We're on Telegram, too. The Redwave show's on Telegram. Don't forget to watch our friends. Boogie Bumper is on, and he's got Podbean. Thank you, Boogie, because they blocked social media at the place I work at night. So Boogie was off YouTube now. So at least I can listen to him on Podbean. That's Monday through Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. UK Neil, Sundays, it's supposed to be Sunday at 5 p.m., but I think work restrictions, he hasn't been on Sunday. So don't forget Chris Mack. He's on 7 days a week. He is on 7 days a week, I think. 10 p.m. Mac Files, right? Iceman, Random Scoping. Why Censored Thursday night? We don't know the name of the show. We'll just call it We Don't Know. 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes. Angst and Giggles, but she might be changing it again, so.
Yes, we never know, but we love Kimmy.
Don't forget, our show is on Thursday again, 11 a.m. Eastern, Super Thursday, right?
Yep, that's right.
Saturday night, we have Promises Kept at 8 p.m. Eastern, and the Speakeasy show a little after that, around 9-ish, 9:15 or so, is the Speakeasy. That goes to 11, and after that, James R. is scoping. And Sunday Tav show, somewhere around 11 p.m. Eastern time, I think. I think I got them all. Oh, Pirate Radio on Friday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, I think you hit everybody.
Kimmy makes up her show titles as she goes, so keep an eye out for Y Censored. Yes, people want some MAGA getting mad now arrests. They're turning. I'm not sure what that means. People are getting upset about not getting arrests. Well, hopefully soon. We'll see. Barr says Durham isn't till the end of the month, April sometime. So we'll find out what happens then.
The end of April?
The end of March, somewhere in the middle of April.
Oh, okay.
Is what I thought I heard William Barr say on Durham being finishing up. So we'll see.
Okay.
Oh, MAGA arrest. No, MAGA upset about no arrest. But, well, you got to be patient. Barr says sometime in April. By sometime in April, we'll know something. So.
Okay, can I just make a statement real quick?
Sure.
First of all, we don't want just arrests. I understand that that's what people want, but I want convictions. Mm-hmm. And in order to get a conviction, you have to build a solid case. Well, it takes time to build a solid case. So, I mean, there are plenty of arrests going on. It's just people are expecting this, 90-minute big booms and all this stuff kind of, drama. No, research. Look at people are getting arrested. They're looking for a big name. That is not going to happen
An
yet.
Obama official, Homeland Security, I think. He's a cabinet member, was just arrested. So don't
it's
out there.
Happening.
It just broke. I just saw it this morning on Twitter. Somebody did get arrested from the Obama administration.
Yeah, patience.
A high-level position, too, a cabinet position, I think it was. I think it was DHS, so Department of Homeland Security. I'm pretty sure it was. So go out there and find that one. I don't have that one at the ready. Of course, when I was about to read it, Twitter jumped on me, and I couldn't find it again. So they like to play games.
We'll have that on Thursday.
Yes.
To show. But I'm just saying, people, don't wait to be told something. Start researching it. Mm-hmm. Look for yourself, and don't look for fireworks. Because in all honesty, it's really not a fireworks situation. It is very sad that our previous administration, those people are getting arrested because they betrayed our country. You know what I mean? So let's be patient. Pray for our country. Pray for our president, his protection. Get out there and vote. And please retweet our thingamajiggies.
Yes, please do. All right, everybody. We'll see you Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to open up the chest. Oh, there's only half a lemon in there, so we'll do it Thursday. That means you have to come back Thursday. All right, that's everybody. Right. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you Thursday. Hey, JP. Real Pet Tour.
rascal took all of my firewood and built a dam across the cement pond.
And how do we do that, Mr. Sixth Grade graduate?
I'm gonna be a double-mouth spy.
And you would only display a little generosity. A Christmas bonus, a few gifts.
I refuse to commercialize Christmas just to kowtow to my pampered employees.
This has been a Film Life